Hello and welcome to the Manifest to Live Life Golden Show. This is episode 93. We're going to break down an understanding of your body, mind, and spirit so that you can become the healthiest, the happiest, the most thriving in your life. I just came back from San Diego. I was at the Human Consciousness Evolution Seminar with Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton. And if you have never heard of them, I would encourage you to look them up on YouTube. They're absolutely leading edge scientists, geologists, archaeologists. I mean, they have a very impressive, resume of just spending their lives finding information that helps us to become more powerful. And one thing Greg or Bruce says is knowledge is power, but lack of knowledge is lack of power. And I thought that was so cool. But I understand that knowledge is just a piece of this, knowing these things, studying the history of science, studying the history of our bodies, understanding how our gene expressions work is super important. But you can't implement knowledge unless you have the basis to connect with that knowledge. And that basis comes from within. It's about working on that inner story. And, I promote meditation like crazy, and it was something that they really promote as well. I'm going to do a little exercise at the end of this, so be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to do many more meditation situations where you're going to be able to grasp this concept. If you've never been able to meditate before, I am going to help you get into this state where you are able to really connect with this true inner self, your true inner spirit, the part of yourself that is connected to your divinity. And one of the things that Greg and Bruce shared was that one of the issues in our world really is that so many of us have lost divinity because of social media, because of materialism, because of the way our world has been structured. Many of us have gotten away from the trueness of who we are, and connecting with that trueness of who we are has a lot to do with getting out in nature, going within, being quiet, quieting the noise of the world. There is so much freaking noise all the time. We've got the TVs on all the time. Bruce actually shared a picture of an old TV that was like back when TVs first came out. And he said, these TVs they weren't put on all day. Like maybe you watched a show at the end of the day with your family. But because of technology, because of all the wonderful things that we experience now in our generation, we need to be diligent about creating a connection to our divinity. And our divinity is where all the power is. It's where we get to know ourselves at a deeper level so we can start shedding all of these old beliefs and doubts about ourselves. One really interesting thing that I connect with so much, and I've shared this with you guys before, that the fact that, between the ages of birth and age 7 is where all of our belief systems were formed. And in that time, our subconscious was being imprinted because we're not really awake then. We're not really we're still formulating the world. We're still figuring things out. We're still navigating, and we're taking in information, and that information creates our belief systems. So if we, witnessed a lot of trauma, if we were part of a lot of trauma, that creates a foundation within us that could potentially make us, feel powerless all the time, be in doubt of ourselves. If you had a very critical parent or a very critical teacher, or, if you had problems in your sibling relationships or issues on the playground, I call those playground wounds. All of those things contribute to who you are right now. Every experience that you have had up until now contributes to who you are right now. And understanding that at a new level, at a deeper level, is what is going to help you to uncover those bullshit things, those paradigms, those belief systems that you have bought into that have kept you in that little box of safety. in that little box of doubt, in that little box of low self-esteem and low self-confidence. And it doesn't allow you to really be a powerful person. It doesn't allow you to really step out and become all that you were designed here to become. They shared a lot about science, and I do love science and biology. I'm definitely I have a love for that. It was so deep and so intense and so massive that I'm still integrating a lot of what they shared. So bear with me over the course of the next couple of months. The course that I have coming up is going to have a lot of this stuff in it. I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to connect with a lot of the information I got and integrate it into this new teaching that is happening on January 26, 2022. If it's past that date, it will be recorded. And if you want to, this is a deep, intense mind training. This is going to get you to the point where you can make better decisions. You can be clear about what you want. You can be more powerful in what you want because you know what you want. And you know the right thought forms and right beliefs and right feelings to connect so that you can really start manifesting the life that you desire, the life that you keep thinking about, the life that you keep imagining and keeping yourself from. Why do we keep ourselves from living the most fantastic life? Because we don't know better. But now you're going to know better. Now you're going to know how, and now you're going to know better. There is no confusion necessary. No confusion necessary, because the clarity comes when we quiet our mind and we go within our hearts. I was sharing with my daughter the other day that one of the things that makes me super powerful in the manifestation world with other people, like say with my clients or my group clients, one of the things I do that is masterful is I ask the right questions. So when you start asking the right questions of yourself instead of asking the peanut gallery, I like to call them, we're always like, we got to look for other people's opinions. We got to find out, what does this person think? And does this person approve? And should I do this? And we take other people's opinions and we allow that to formulate our life. The problem with that is they've had their own set of experiences, their own wounds, their own traumas that have nothing to do with you. And when you take their opinion and, you hold it above your own opinions, your own desires, your own callings of your heart, you don't allow for your brilliance to really come in and shine. So we've got to stop looking to other people for advice. It's great to have sounding boards, and it's great to share how we feel, and it's great to, really process with people. That's great. But if you are looking always outside of yourself for the answers, you're going to find answers that are less than the truth for you. So I'm going to help you to connect with that in making decisions in a really cool exercise that Greg did with us yesterday that ups your immune system. It turns on every hormone in your body, and it allows you to self-heal. That's what this little meditation does. And you can do it in 3 minutes. So I'm going to share that with you. This is Greg Braden's, own little thing that I'm going to marinate into my own, but it's really, really cool. And it will make you feel amazing in 3 minutes. How cool is that? So, all right, I'm going to jump into this. All right, so the number one factor when it comes to your body, when it comes to illness, when it comes to disease, this is the number one factor, is the signal. It's the signal that you are sending back to your body. So it's the environment in which you live that has you perceiving and judging in certain ways, and you send those messages back to your body, and your body responds. The proteins, the genes, the DNA, everything responds to the signal you give it. So think about this for a second. This happens very often, and I have a little nasal thing going on right now, and that's all I'm going to call it, because I'm taking care of it, and I'm going to give you some really great tips for immune system and really supporting your immune system. But one of the things that happens is, we'll start to feel something. We'll start to feel a little headache, or we'll start to feel a little nasal congestion, or we'll start to feel a little sore throat. And we immediately go to, I'm sick. I see it all the time. I'm sick. You're not sick. What's happening in your body, even with a fever, this is what's happening in your body. Your body is creating mechanisms to deal with foreign things that are coming into your experience. I also like to look at things like colds and stomach bugs and all of that as up levels in our vibration to allow us to release lower vibrations, because I've really, really up leveled from a lot of things that I've experienced. So when I think about that, when I think about fevers or flus or things that I experience, it is definitely an up level, because you are different after you have an illness. You are different. It changes the trajectory of your life, because now you have a larger capacity for joy and a larger capacity for your health. So it's, if you start to feel something in your body, recognize that it's your body's way of detoxing something that doesn't belong there. That's what mucus is. That's what a fever is. It's your body doing what your body was designed to do. Our bodies are designed to create well-being within us. They are amazing. We have 50 trillion cells, and each one of those has an electrical charge. So we have like an insane amount, billions of electrical charges going on in our bodies. Our bodies are brilliant. If I took nothing away from this weekend, that's what I took away from it. Our bodies are brilliant, and they are designed to restore us to well-being. What happens is we tend to think things that create a signal that allow that illness to become more. We live in a society, you guys, that, you know, and I don't want to get political about this, but we've got pharmaceutical companies that are making lots of money off of our illness, and doctors that are literally owned by these pharmaceutical companies that are told messages to tell us so that pharmaceutical companies can make more money. That is the reality. So we don't want to be a part of that. I mean, what happened this weekend was literally all of that stuff was blown apart. And I already knew a lot of it. You know, I'm not really into the medical field. I do see a regular medical doctor, but I've been looking for a naturopath because I really believe in plant medicine. I really believe in herbal medicine. And I really believe that a lot of these medicines that are doing this stuff to our bodies are doing us a disservice. I mean, I know they actually shared the number one cause for death in America is cardiovascular disease. The second was cancer. And the third one was from medicine. Yeah, medicine. Crazy. The third leading cause of death. And I have relatives that definitely died from like an over toxification of their liver from being on so many different medicines because they were seeing so many different doctors. So if you're really believing in the medical field, you know, you do you, and just allow me to plant some seeds, because I really think if we're going to take our power back, we have to take it back within, and we have to understand that we have the power to create and restore our own healthy bodies. If you have something going on, if you have pain, if you have an illness, if you have a disease, think about it this way. It is dis-ease within the signal. The signal you're sending to your body every day is creating that pain. The frequency that you're in every day is creating that pain. The diagnosis that the doctor gave you is creating that disease and that pain every single day. It's the belief. And it's the feeling that you have about yourself that actually creates the signal. It's if you really believe you're powerful, if you really believe, you know, that you deserve health and well-being, or if you just have given into the powerlessness and the victimhood that our society has programmed you to be. It is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. I did see Anita Morjani this weekend. She was one of my favorite speakers. I absolutely adore this woman. If you've never read the book Dying to Be Me, Anita had 80% of her body was covered in cancerous tumors. And she went into a coma. They had basically pronounced her, you know, on her deathbed, and she crossed over and she came back with all of this information. And she came back, and within 5 weeks, all of the cancer in her body had disappeared. I mean, she is such a miracle and an authentic and loving woman who is here to give us really important messages about fear, about, you know, not giving into a life that is less than you, you know, the stressors of life really creating disease. It was incredible. But one of the things that I took from her talk was about marinade. And it was like, what are you marinating in every day? Who are the people around you? This is your field, right? So the quantum field that's around you. What's in your field? Is it nasty people? Is it stressed out people? Is it people that are in a lot of fear? Is it people that, only listen to the news and only believe what the media is telling you? You have to recognize what you're marinating in every day and what you wake up to every day, that feeling that you have about life. That feeling that you have about yourself is super duper freaking important. And that's part of my course, is going to help you to shed a lot of those belief systems. This is just a one-time class. It's not a course. One-time class. And we're going to look at those older belief systems, and we're going to help you to close the neural pathways that create those belief systems that keep you down, that keep you stuck, that keep you in doubt, that keep you feeling powerless and victimized. When you recognize that what is around you is a reflection, it is literally a reflection of everything you have going on within, you become so powerful. Now, knowing that doesn't change it, right? The awareness doesn't change it. But what does change it is the work, working, asking the right questions, journaling out the wounds, journaling out the bullshit, letting yourself come to a new place within to heal the things that you have experienced that have created these wounds. My new book, Mindful Manifestation Secrets Daily Guide and Journal, is available. I had one person receive it. It's taken a couple of weeks for people to get. I have not even held this book in my hands yet. I'm so freaking excited. But this book has the writing prompts. It's got 100 pages of information in it, first of all, a daily guide to help you to raise your vibration. And I'm going to give you some tips here about raising that vibration and putting yourself in the most optimal frequency. We had a doctor on Friday night speak, and unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but um I can actually put him in the show notes. He was sharing about, frequency and things that really help us to stay healthy and restore our health. So I did a couple of we've actually been taking a few things, and I want to just share with you guys what those are. The first thing is colloidal silver. And if you've never heard of this, if you Google it, you might get some things about it, because Google's not always our friend. But we have actually uncovered some articles. They actually give colloidal silver to astronauts to keep them healthy. I thought that was really interesting. But he talked about silver. I mean, if you look up colloidal silver and you find the right articles, maybe I'll put a link to the article underneath. It literally cures everything. So we've been taking that for our immune system. And we've also been taking the 5 defenders, which is mushrooms, 5 different kinds of mushrooms, turkey tail, reishi. There's 5 different ones that we take for our immune system, and then we take lion's mane for cognitive. These plant medicines are amazing, and if you read the articles or you watch, I think there's a Netflix special on mushrooms. It literally is about us getting back to the earth, getting back to nature, and recognizing that everything that's going on in our body, we have control over. There's no such thing as a gene that's going to give you cancer. There's no such thing. That got blown out of the water this weekend, and I'm going to bring you more as I study more. But the fact of the matter is cancer is just cells that have gone haywire because of the signal you've been giving them. That's it. And and also, there's so many different things that doctors do to make us feel like we're going to get it. And, like the breast cancer gene, there's no freaking such thing as the breast cancer gene. So please, do your homework, look up Bruce Lipton, but understand that you are in control of all of it. And it has to do, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, your signal. All right. So when you doubt yourself, when you live in fear, when you make decisions that come from fear, like, oh, I don't want to do this because then this will happen. Or if I don't save money, I'm not going to have enough for retirement. So I'm afraid of that. When we do things out of fear, we are cutting ourselves off from our divinity. So we're literally cutting ourselves off from our heart field. So I want you to understand, the brain and the heart have 2 different fields of energy. This is like astounding to me. Your heart has its very own energy field, and your heart creates. the issue with the heart field and why many of us are not taking advantage of this field is because we're living in our freaking minds. We've got this monkey mind that has 60,000 thoughts a day and is subject to all of the information out there. So we're constantly bringing information in, and we're constantly making perceptions and judgments based on our 7-year-old belief systems. If you've never done any work, I think I'm maturing. I think I really do. I know I'm maturing. I know I'm past 7 years old right now. I know that. I know because I've done a crazy amount of work, and I've worked with so many people on this stuff. And when you work with people, you create your own healing through that. So in that, knowing that your heart has its very own field, it's about connecting with that heart field and allowing that heart field to create manifestation for you. It's allowing that heart field to run your life. It's about making decisions based on your heart and not your fear. Your mind is always giving you things to be fearful of to keep you safe and the same. And when we bypass the mind and we get into the heart, that's when we find our real answers. That's when we find out what's right for us. That's when we find out what's true for us and what the clarity of what we want to create. It's really important. I'm going to show you how to do it. I promise. All right. Let me just see. So the messages from society, from doctors, from media can play a bigger role in your life than you even know about. And one of those reasons is because of your subconscious. Your subconscious has been programmed for society, by society and all of the messages that you've gotten up until now. So in order for us to, start shedding that, first we've got to start planting seeds. If you try to go from 0 to 100, you're probably not going to get there. You got to start planting the seeds and contemplating what I'm saying, that you have power over every cell in your body. You have power over your DNA. You have power because you have power over the signal that you're bringing in. We are the only species that has the ability to do this, where we can choose our feelings, where we can stop and sit and spend time within. We are the only species that does this. So knowing that we have the power to do this, it seems pretty crazy not to do it. To me, it seems pretty crazy to just like leave your life to some sort of default mode where you're just being pushed and pulled by energy. I want to be in the driver's seat. And I know you do too, because you wouldn't be listening to this if you didn't. All right. So the doubts are the shitty committee, right? So any doubts that you're having about yourself, the energies that you're feeling about yourself that you're looking to get rid of, it's time to start journaling about that. What are these doubts? Where do these doubts come from? Like, this isn't really me. Oh, it came from my kindergarten teacher who told me I wasn't good at anything. There is always a situation. If you're powerless and you have a lot of doubts and you've got a lot of self-hatred, there are always situations and people who have implanted those belief systems, but you have the power to change that with this knowledge. So the feelings, the frequencies, the stress, the anxieties, the disease, they all live within a frequency, and those frequencies are low. Those are low vibrational energies. It's where depression lives. It's where stress lives. It's where misery lives. It's the lower vibrations where you can't disconnect, but you have literally taken yourselves out of the divinity of who you are and placed yourself only in your mind, which will devour you. It will literally devour you, and it will bring up every wound and every trauma you ever had, and it will create from that. So knowing that, if you want to be healthy, you have to raise your vibe. That is so super duper important. You have to be diligent and determined about what you're allowing in your mind. So when you wake up in the morning, don't think about all that pain. Don't think about. I have a lot of neck pain. I have for a long time. I was in a car accident, belief system, right? I was in a car accident when I was I was like 17. I was told I had a genetic situation, or it was like I inherited. Okay, less than 1% of things is genetic. So I'm not going there, but I hold a lot of my stress in my neck. So I've been working on that. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is not think about the pain in my neck, right? I realized recently I was in a Fun Friday situation and I was like, wow, I feel so good today. Like, no neck pain, no head pain, nothing. And I'm like, oh, it was the frequency. I was lighthearted. I was laughing. I was having a great time all day. That is the power of our ability to be in a different frequency than pain. So if you're sitting around all day and you're thinking about your pain and you're waking up and you're thinking about all the problems you have in your body, you are sending that freaking signal to your body every day. When you wake up in the morning, if you have gratitude, if you have love, if you have appreciation, that is an amazing frequency. So that's another thing you can do. So waking up in the morning is your first opportunity to set the tone for your day and to set the signals that come into your body. This may take a little time because you got to get away from those things that you've believed before. 528 hertz, that is a frequency. It is the frequency of love. My husband and I started listening to it over the night. Like, we used to do a sound machine, now we're doing the hertz. 528 hertz. Look it up. There's radio stations. Place yourself in a higher vibrational frequency. I do sound baths very often where I go to this girl's crystal store. It's freaking amazing. And just she does all the different frequencies that allows your body to readjust into well-being. So there's a lot of things you can do. Meditation is a number one. I'm going to teach you the heart meditation in a second. 528 hertz, colloidal silver, love it so much. And I will post the link to that. Journaling, journal out the things that are causing you issues, the things that are causing you to feel stress. Journal, journal, journal these old crappy belief systems. Affirmations are great. And I'm actually going to do a little affirmation video for you guys super soon, hopefully this week. Affirmations are great. But the thing about affirmations is it's all about the feeling. So if you're doing a bunch of affirmations and you're not feeling it and you're not feeling good, I have affirmations that I do periodically just to keep my mind in the right place. So before I go to sleep at night, or if I wake up in the middle of the night or when I wake up in the morning, I just simply say these words: I am the I am. And I am the I am puts me back in divinity. So that's one mantra that I do. But affirmations are great and you can find those on YouTube, and I will get you guys those soon. Do things that you freaking love. Stop living a life where you are just doing all the life sucking shit. Like, find things that you love and do more of them. And if you're like, I don't have time, well, guess what? That's the freaking signal you're sending. You absolutely have time for the things that are important to you. Leave the TV. Let the TV go for a little while, for real. Put yourself in a place. Actually, TV, speaking of TV, we love shows. We love laughing. We probably could spend less time on TV, which we've recently decided, at least time watching stupid stuff. We just discovered a show on Netflix called the best vacation rentals, the world's best vacation rentals. And it's these three people, youngsters, that go around to different Airbnbs. And that has been a blast to watch because we want to travel and just finding all these different, last night we saw a place that was like in the shape of a snake. It was so cool. So do things that you love. And if you're going to watch things, do watch things that actually inspire something within you, like travel or fun or laughter. Don't watch the life-sucking stuff or the dramas or the really low frequency stuff of horror. And God, I can't even say enough about that. The new course that I have coming up is really going to give you kind of the tools, and my book will give you like the daily things you can do. But these are just a couple of things that you can do to really start taking your power back on your health. And just contemplate for me. Just contemplate that you have the ability to up your immune system, to send signals to your body, to send signals to the life you're living. Recognize that you're a powerful creator. Really start connecting with that knowledge and that wisdom, because that wisdom lives within you. Like what I'm saying right now, it resonates with you. It's awakening something with you. I'm like an alarm clock for your soul, because these messages are the truth of who we are. And we've been given a lot of disempowering information. And the way that we're going to change our world, save our world, whatever, is by getting back to our divinity, getting back to who we really are, getting back to that soul purpose and that soul calling, so that we can really live the most abundant and beautiful and loving lives, which actually raises the vibration of the entire collective. All right, so I'm going to do this super quick. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a breath. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a breath in for 4, and then you're going to release the breath for 6. 1, 2. And as you do this, I want you to put your hand on your heart and I want you to bring your attention to your heart. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And going into your heart, just imagine the field of your heart. Ooh, I'm getting energy. All right, just imagine the field of your heart. Just feel your heart and imagine that there is this field of energy around your heart and what you are sending out from your heart. The love, the appreciation, the gratitude, the connection with joy, the connection with all the right things in your life, that is influencing every cell in your body to be in a higher vibration. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And you can do this any time of the day. You can do this. I'm going to get a little deeper into that process during my course, and I'll probably do a little mini video for you guys because there's questions you can ask your heart that will actually help you to create and make new decisions, make decisions based on your heart. This is all I have for the show today. I just wanted to share some little tidbits of the things that I learned so that you can start creating the most optimal health. You can start creating the highest vibration, the highest frequency, and you can start living your life from your power and not from the disempowerment that you've learned in the past, but to step into a new place where you understand that you are a divine creator and that you are here for a very important purpose. And that purpose is to make the most out of this, to get the most out of it, to expand, to grow, not to stay safe, not to stay the same, but to live, to really, truly live your life, to take chances, to say yes to the calls of your heart, and to live a life that feels like there's nothing undone. That's where I'm at right now. It's like everything that I say that I want to be, everything that I say that I want to do is getting freaking done. It's getting done right now. Every single day I am literally, and it's not about checking off a to-do list. It's about doing, it's about being who I say I want to be. It's about sharing messages, screaming them from my freaking rooftops so that people understand how powerful they are, so that I can wake you up, so that I can help you to stay awake. It's easy to go back to sleep after you start to wake up, so that you can stay awake and you can create the most powerful experience here. All right. I love you all. I will be back. There's more to come on this. I promise. Peace.